You want to learn the ultimate secret for compatibility in dating? It's not astrology signs, it's attachment styles. Attachment styles are the key you need to figure out if you're going to be able to be in a long-term relationship with this person. I mean, bulletproof your relationship against affairs, bulletproof your relationship against divorce. You will be able to build a healthier relationship that is actually connected, emotionally intimate, and you can rely on for the rest of your life. You want to have kids? You want to have grandkids, a legacy, and build something meaningful? You've got to get your attachment styles on track. So let's bust through the 4 attachment styles and what they mean for you and which ones are compatible and which ones aren't. So right out of the gate, we've got anxious attachment style. Anxious attachment style is a person who believes there's something wrong with them deep down on the inside that makes them unlovable, that makes it so that nobody could ever care about them. They have to perform in their relationships and be perfect all the time, even though they can't. They have to keep everybody at arm's length, but do acts of service to earn approval. The goal here is to never be discovered as a fraud and never be abandoned. This is absolute fear and worry all the time, and it will drive them sometimes into panic attacks. Anxious attachment style is all about abandoning abandonment. It is running from abandonment by being good. Nice guy syndrome often goes into this. A nice girl syndrome of please don't leave me, I will do anything. This is anxious attachment style, and they act upon other people by acting upon themselves. They act upon other people by acting upon themselves because they think they are so worthless and unlovable that they are an object even in their own life that has to be kicked around. They kick themselves around so other people don't have to do it. And that's how they think they can earn love, at least approval. Then there's avoidance style. Now, avoidance style believes other people are going to act upon them. Avoidant people don't believe other people will ever act in good faith. They don't know why exactly. There's something wrong with other people. It's not necessarily them. Their goal is to not get hurt. Their goal is to make sure other people stay out where no one can control them or hurt them. That's the goal of an avoidant person. Whether that person is fearful avoidant of just staying back and being nervous, or almost aggressive avoidant. Narcissistic is what they would sometimes call it, of taking control of other people, domineering, controlling, pushing buttons. Some avoidants don't push buttons as much. They stay back. Some avoidants push buttons a lot and take control. And that is the push and pull of an avoidant style, of wanting to stay back, but wanting to push buttons so people will chase them and be interested in them. But the belief is that nobody else will ever act in good faith. So the avoidant is the only person in the world that they can count on. Then there's disorganized style, which is also called anxious avoidant style. Disorganized style is so anxious and fearful of being acted upon that they will do anything to avoid abandonment, because abandonment is death. So then they will actively go out and become sometimes aggressive or manipulative or lie or spin things and try to puff themselves up to look amazing. And they act upon other people to not be acted upon themselves because they so deeply fear abandonment and exposure. This is the disorganized style, and it's chaotic for them and for everybody else involved. They're not bad people. They're just really chaotic and they don't understand how to stop it. These 3 attachment styles are the broken attachment styles, the insecure attachment styles. These are the 3 that do not work very well in relationships. Now, an anxious style will often chase an avoidant style, and the avoidant style will encourage this because neither of them will ever get close enough to expose their fear and expose who they are. The anxious person will never get close enough to be exposed and then therefore abandoned, and the avoidant will never get exposed and open enough to be hurt. So they will chase and chase and chase. And the avoidant person will love bomb the anxious person and make them feel great and then back off and have the anxious person chase them and breadcrumb them when the anxious person gets tired of the chase to encourage them to keep chasing. Chase and chase and chase and run and run and run. That's that style. The disorganized person will come into anybody's life and try to connect with them by doing good things for them and be codependent, but then also try to take control of them in certain ways and be kind of passive-aggressive or manipulative of different pieces, especially when their needs aren't getting met. These 3 attachment styles, they don't function very well. They can survive, but especially once you introduce kids into this arrangement, it's really difficult. The 4th attachment style, which is the one secure attachment style, is called secure attachment. Secure attachment is the belief that other people will act in good faith and that you deserve to be acted with in good faith, and that relationships will be cooperative. They are calm and secure, their feet are planted, and if somebody acts inappropriately toward them, they will say, that's very inappropriate. I deserve better than that, but so do you. Why would you act that way? That is really inappropriate, and they will push back. Pushing back and having healthy boundaries are often more important to them than anything else because they have goals and principles they're trying to reach. And that is the point of their life. That's the core of their life, is their legacy, their goals, their purpose, their mission, their principles, and their values. That is more important to them than approval from other people because they do not fear abandonment. They probably got good, loving connection growing up from healthy parents who loved them and gave them good support. Secure attachment style mostly attaches to itself. They're looking for other secure people. Now, secure person can be with an anxious person. They can connect to an anxious person. They can say, hey, you know what? You're actually doing okay. It's all right. Calm down. And they can cooperate with the anxious person and maybe draw the anxious person out of their shell if the anxious person is able to do that and can make that choice. And they can help heal the anxious person if the anxious person chooses. A secure person can connect to an avoidant person, and an avoidant person may heal from some of those pieces, or the avoidant person may string them along and wound them, especially the more narcissistic styles of avoidance, may pull them along and wound them and wound them and wound them without the secure person ever understanding why, because they think that the avoidant person is working in good faith, when oftentimes they're not, unfortunately. A secure person very rarely will connect to a disorganized person. A disorganized person is so chaotic that they seem completely out of control to a secure person and will send the secure person spiraling off sometimes and totally disconnect as soon as the disorganized person makes that first big explosion. Then the secure person often will back away, and especially the second time. That's really what happens. So, secure people most often will attach to themselves. Remember, I went back at the beginning of this video, I talked about using this as the best indicator for the health of a relationship, right? So let's imagine you are trying to pick up a new partner, or you're trying to talk to somebody in dating, and you're trying to feel them out for where they're at. Checking for these flags, for the red flags, for avoidance and disorganized especially, and for the anxious style, because it's very disruptive, and checking for the green flags in attachment are incredibly important. But my question to you is this: which of these 4 attachment styles do you most identify with? I'm going to leave a pinned comment down below, and if you would reply to that, I would appreciate that, because other people watching this video can then come and see, like, well, I think I associate with this one, but I don't want to say it. And then they'll see you posting, and they'll say, oh, good, and they'll reply to you. And please do reply to each other, and feel free to leave those honest comments, because everybody needs to see it. But which one do you most identify with? And I ask that because if you want a long-term, loving relationship that is deeply intimate and connected, what you need to do is improve your own attachment to be fully secure, or at least as much in that direction as you can, before you go jumping into a healthy relationship or an unhealthy one. And if you're in a relationship, you need to heal your attachment to be more secure, because secure attachments are most secure when connected to another secure attachment style. They seek each other out, and that, when you know that the other person will act in good faith, when you believe that you can work collaboratively on projects, when it actually happens and you can work in good faith to solve problems, no yelling and screaming and guilt, it's just open connection and statement of truth and fact, and then you troubleshoot those issues together as a team and bond over that troubleshooting, when that happens, you bond better. And you last longer, and your relationship becomes bulletproof, because then you can troubleshoot problems, and you won't face secret needs, secret resentments, secret desires, secret affairs, all these secrets. There's no abuse, there's no secrets, there's no hurting, there's no resentment. It's open and connected. And then no divorce. Secure attachment style mostly should connect to secure attachment style. If you want to get there, you need to fix your attachment style. You need to become secure. And there's a number of ways to do this, a number of pathways. I have, down in the description below, I have a number of resources for you. My coaching, my bootcamp course, my book, Slaying Your Fear, my group, the Discord community, the Attachment Circle Discord community. If you want to come into that group, you can see people who are fixing their relationships, building deeper family connections, and therefore doing way better in their dating relationships, and thus improving their marriages. They're using the lessons we're learning inside that group, connecting with each other to believe that healthy attachment is normal, and then we're going out fixing our relationships. Come and join the Attachment Circle Discord community. If you are at a place where you don't know anybody with healthy attachment, you need to meet some, and you need to build those relationships so that it is more normal in your relationships. That's step one. Fix your insecure attachment and become as secure as you possibly can. By doing so, you're going to repair relationships in your life with family and friends, 2 or 3, so you will not be desperate for approval, connection, bonding, oxytocin, all of those things you need. You will then be healthier in your relationship. So then when you go forward, you will not be desperate to try to build connection with the first person who comes along. And that means you will take a longer time, and in a good way, being choosy about who you're connected with. And that's important because secure people take longer and are choosier about the people they bond with. So that will take some time and will send up green flags to healthy people. This right here is how you can show that you are compatible with healthy people, because they have to be compatible with you, but you got to show you're compatible with them too. So to do that, again, click the resources down in the link below in the descriptions. Leave me a comment on this pinned thread down here. I want to hear from you what attachment style it is that you're living with right now. Check out what other people are saying too. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, come back and keep talking, and check out all the other videos on this channel, because there's so much more to come.